Hey guys, this is Callie from OrganizingMilitaryMommy.com, and I am going to talk today about the Anti-Candida diet that I did through Herbalogica. It's now been about 6 months since I was officially finished with the diet. I've been getting a lot of questions from people wanting to know how I'm doing now, how it's been, coming off of the diet, if I'm still on the diet, because it really is a life change. It's not, I don't really like referring to it as a diet as if I did it for a little while and then I suddenly quit. So when I first was officially done with the diet, I've had struggles. I have. When I was doing the diet, I did feel a whole lot better, but there were periods of time when I felt pretty much just as bad as I did before I went on the diet. And I didn't know why at the time. I was too stubborn and foolish to count my calories. So I wasn't really counting my calories. That's the one thing that I didn't stick to at all by any means. So I recommend that you do, and you'll find out why. So I did feel a lot better while I was on the diet. And then when I was officially off, I just kind of, even though I'm eating the same foods I have been since being on the diet, the only processed food that I get now in my diet ever is when I have those chicken meatballs from Costco. Oh my gosh, they're so good. And then wheat thins. Those are the only two processed foods that I really eat on a regular basis. And not as in like every single day. I don't eat those things every single day, but I do get them at least a few times a week. So I didn't even realize it until recently, but I started to eat more. I am a very nervous eater, and that was something that has been very, very difficult for me to admit to. And here in America, we eat so much food. We eat more. Our portions here are way more than they should be. You go to a restaurant and you get a bowl this big, that's this high, and nobody should be eating that much food in one sitting unless they haven't eaten anything for days. So, it gets really confusing. I know, at least for me, in my head, it was confusing. I didn't think that it was really necessary to count calories. I mean, if you're eating the proper foods, why should you have to count calories? Well, now I know. If I don't really count my calories now because I know what it looks like. Before I had to go on a regimen and do calorie counting because I didn't know what it looked like. I didn't know what a good portion looked like. Now that I know what it looks like, I don't really have to do that as much anymore. I still have to be careful, and thankfully my husband keeps me on track. Thank you, honey. But when I noticed that the more I ate, the more I wanted to eat, and the hungrier I got. It's very hard to explain. People who do not have the same symptoms that I do would not be able to understand what I mean. But basically, when I eat more, it exasperates the problems that I already have. Two medical problems that I have are hypoglycemia and, what is the other one? Insulin resistance. Now, there's not a lot known about insulin resistance, but it is sort of a catalyst to, is that the right word? It's almost like one step just before diabetes. It doesn't always turn into diabetes, but it's pretty much along the same lines as diabetes and hypo or hyperglycemia. So when I overeat, it makes my symptoms a lot worse than they should be, than they need to be. Those symptoms would be irritability, periods of weakness. I mean, I would just feel so weak that I couldn't even get out of bed. I couldn't stand up. So, and all diabetics, well, maybe not all, but most diabetics know what happens when you crash and your blood sugar goes down, you pass out. I haven't passed out, thank God, but the weakness is basically taking me on the road to that. So, Yeah, I had periods of weakness, massive headaches, lack of focus, which in my opinion is the absolute worst. Um, I would be so unable to focus that I would sometimes not know where I was or what I was doing. In the middle of a conversation, I would completely forget about what I was talking about or who I was talking to. It's a really scary experience. And I would forget things very, very easily. Um, 1 second I'd be on track of doing something, and immediately I would completely forget about what I was supposed to do or what I was doing. And another one of the most worst symptoms is blurry vision. I thought that I was going blind quite often. I knew that I wasn't. I knew it had something to do with food, because there were times when suddenly I could see perfect, and then other times when it didn't matter what I did, I couldn't see. My vision was just always blurry, and my eyes would hurt really, really bad. So those are the symptoms that I get when I overeat. I also have to be very careful of the fruits that I get and how many I get at one time. I've noticed that even if I eat a proper portion of fruit, small portions of fruit 6 times a day like most normal people would, or even 3 times a day like most people would do, it ends up making my symptoms worse again. So I have to more or less snack on fruits all day. So when I start to feel kind of like I'm out of it, then I'll just get maybe 2 or 3 raisins and pop them in my mouth, or 1 little slice of a tangerine, and that is plenty for me. Or even like 1 or 2 things of strawberries. So when I finally figured out that I was a nervous eater, I think I've always known, I just didn't want to come to terms with it. And I finally got myself onto calorie counting and really eating in portion control. Within a day, I was feeling so much better, and I just feel amazing now. When I was overeating, I was also very tired all the time, and so I wasn't getting near as much done as I do now. I couldn't have gotten out of bed as early as I do now at like 5 o'clock in the morning, just ready to go, exercising like crazy. And actually, that's one thing that I'm excited to talk to you guys about. I have decided that I'm going to go on the P90X program. I'm not going to do their diet, but I am going to do their exercises. I already have their whole program. Oh, excuse me. And I've done it 3 times before, which is why I'm doing it again, because I love it. I don't ever want to stop doing it. I love Tony Horton. And I'm going to do a review for P90X for you guys, and I intend to take pictures for the before and after, so I'm really nervous about that because I'm really shy about my body. So anyway, I'm excited, but I'm shy and I'm nervous because I've never had pictures displayed all over the website with all my flab and everything for everybody to see. So we'll see how that works, but I know that a lot of people love seeing the before and afters, and it becomes, I want to be an inspiration to you guys. So stay tuned, and we'll see what happens. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited with me. And again, if you didn't get in the beginning, my name is Cowie, and I blog over at organizingmilitarymommy.com. So come and join us, and I will talk to you later. Bye.